Okay, I see a few more people have joined. So again, thank you everyone on this call for joining our live online webinar talking about how our warehouse on wheels system has successfully helped so many furniture retailers across the United States open up new retail locations in remote markets over 150 miles away from their distribution center. Obviously, when making deliveries under 150 miles away from a warehouse or distribution center, you can send your normal 26-foot delivery truck on its local delivery route. But once you start trying to expand your footprint past that 150-mile range away from the warehouse, sending delivery drivers and trucks on long drives, as was discussed on yesterday's webinar, is no longer the most viable option, and our warehouse on wheels system becomes the most efficient way to make those remote market deliveries. So I am excited to go over the next 15-20 minutes, depending on how many questions we have at the end, and talk about this specific issue with you. Before I get into it, I did want to talk about a little bit about the mountable concepts in our company. Our core values as a company are very important to us. We display these core values internally between our sales, engineering, and production teams, which allow us to work cohesively to create the most and efficient solution for you possible. But we also want to align ourselves with partners and customers who have the same core values, because the best part about being in business for the last 31 years is that we've been able to grow with so many of our customers because our system does just that. It helps furniture retailers grow. And leading into that growth strategy, our warehouse on wheels system allows furniture retailers to grow in an efficient and sustainable fashion. So obviously, as customers are looking to increase profits, they're also looking to do what's best for the earth and for the sustainability within their supply chain. And our warehouse on wheels increase the sustainability of your final mile operation by reducing the amount of brick and mortar warehouses you'll have across the nation, by reducing the amount of time your trucks will be sitting idle on the road in traffic, and by having the most efficient, not only line haul with your tractor, but final mile operation with your straight trucks possible. So moving into exactly what the warehouse on wheels system is. The warehouse on wheels system is the most efficient way for furniture retailers to make deliveries in markets where they have retail locations over 150 miles away from a distribution center. And a few things to note about the warehouse on wheels system is that it involves two 26-foot truck bodies being carried with a 53-foot demountable rail trailer, as you see on your screen there. And another thing I'll note about the truck bodies you see on your screen is that all of the truck bodies have a front and a rear roll-up door, meaning you can load both truck bodies through a single dock door, which is a huge advantage when loading the bodies at the distribution center. So starting the process at the distribution center, companies will load these two 26-foot demountable truck bodies out of a single dock door. And it's important to note that the product is being loaded in route order and blanket wrapped, prepped, ready for delivery, because the product's not going to be touched again after it's loaded on the tractor trailer until it's being unloaded off of the non-CDL final mile straight truck at the customer's house for delivery. In the middle of the night, between the hours of around 8 p.m. and 6 a.m., the tractor trailer is going to bring the two 26-foot truck bodies out to a remote market, and in about a half hour, the tractor trailer is going to drop off the two fully loaded truck bodies, pick up the two empty bodies from the day before, and return back to the distribution center. Now, it's important to note that the bodies that the tractor trailer picks up to bring back to the distribution center really are not empty, because they have any trash, they have any returns, and they have any not at homes and things that have to be brought back to the distribution center to be unloaded before the bodies are reloaded to start the process over again. Once the bodies are in the remote market, the non-CDL final mile straight truck drivers arrive to the store or the swap yard where the bodies are located in the remote market, and in about 5 minutes, the non-CDL truck driver can pick up the fully loaded body and make his full day's worth of deliveries in the remote market before returning at the end of the day and taking 5 minutes to drop off the body for the tractor trailer to bring back to the distribution center. So obviously, one of the main reasons many people are on this call is because our warehouse on wheels system helps companies enter new markets. So for companies who are just beginning to open up stores that are further than that 120 to 150 mile point away from their warehouse on distribution center, our warehouse on wheels is the easiest to deploy system because it doesn't involve any additional brick and mortar real estate besides the physical retail store itself. It is a truck-based system. It also is an easier system because it allows you to hire drivers in the region that you're going to be making the deliveries out of, which increases your driver pool. It allows you to use the existing parking lots in the stores that you're opening up to drop off the bodies, so you don't have to find any additional real estate. Most times, companies will utilize the actual retail store they're opening and either the front parking lot or back parking lot as the swap yard for the boxes. And it allows you to open up a market with immediate market presence without the need to find that additional warehousing that you would need to find if you didn't have the warehouse on wheels system. And a lot of times when companies are looking at a system and trying to find the benefits, they want an ROI. But when it comes to entering new markets, warehouse on wheels is just better than all of the other alternatives. So companies will try to do things like use a pup trailer, which requires a Class A final mile delivery driver, which is not only very hard to find, but a very expensive endeavor. A cross dock would involve 2 additional product touches, and it would require additional brick and mortar real estate that you won't need with the warehouse on wheels system. And as I mentioned earlier, sending delivery trucks and drivers on drives of over 2 hours to start and end their day is too much windshield time to make enough deliveries in that remote market to make it an efficient day's worth of deliveries. Finally, using our warehouse on wheels system offers you unlimited expansion in up to 300 miles in any direction from a current warehouse or distribution center within 5 to 6 months of ordering the truck equipment. So one success story I wanted to mention with everyone is Bears Furniture, which is corporately based in Pompano Beach and was previously using pup trailers before moving over to the warehouse on wheels system, but knew there had to be a better way. So switched over from using pup trailers to the warehouse on wheels system very early in their expansion strategy about 20 years ago. And by switching over their delivery strategy, they were able to save about 5% in their overall salary by overtime, creating a more efficient delivery operation, and using non-CDL drivers for delivery instead of Class A CDL drivers. They were also able to continue their expansion, and they were able to now expand as far north as Jacksonville, Florida, using their Pompano Beach distribution center, which is right around Miami. So all with that Pompano Beach distribution center, Bears Furniture is able to open up stores throughout the entire state of Florida without needing additional brick and mortar real estate. You'll also see a lot more customers, just logos on your screen right now. Over 30% of the top 100 furniture customers by Furniture Today currently have some demountable truck equipment in their fleet, but all of the customers that you have seen on your screen here have used our warehouse on wheels system to enter a new market. So you can see some of the largest furniture retailers in the country are currently leveraging our system to do just this. So quickly explaining just the equipment that allows our system to work the way that it does. I'll start with the final mile truck chassis. We make a hydraulic chassis lift that can be installed on any truck chassis that allows the truck to work with any one of your demountable boxes. We can work with any make and model truck chassis and you can also either purchase the truck or lease the truck. The truck gets sent to our facility in New Jersey, and we install the hydraulic chassis lift onto the truck, and you immediately have a fully compatible demountable truck in your fleet. A common question that we get asked about the final mile delivery truck is whether you can use a walk ramp or a lift gate, and the answer is yes to both options, and both the walk ramp and the lift gate live with the final mile truck chassis. So for example, if you have a tuck under lift gate, one of the steps in demounting your body is lowering your lift gate halfway so that you have the room to pull out from underneath your body without the lift gate hitting the body as you pull out. So what you see on your screen now is a picture of what we build for the demountable body itself. We call this a demountable body base frame. It's a subframe of a body that has the demountable legs, specialized guide rails that the truck backs up underneath, and locking bars that the hooks on our lift system on the truck attach to that allow the truck and body to mount and demount. We can work with any bodybuilder in the United States to ship them this bodybuilder where they lay down their floor and build the body up exactly to your specifications with a front and a rear roll-up door at 26 feet long to work so you can put 2 of these bodies on one 53-foot trailer. Finally is the 53-foot trailer. We'll work with you. We provide the 53-foot trailer in its entirety that can work with any Class A tractor in the field. We'll provide you a kit for the tractor to be installed that allows the tractor to work with our trailer. There's one kit included with the purchase of every trailer, and we do make a trailer that carries 3 17 and 4 12-foot bodies as well. But for the nature of the furniture industry, we do most times make a trailer that carries 2 26-foot bodies at once. Finally, as furniture retailers move forward with using our warehouse on wheels system, we provide in-depth driver training and support because moving forward with the warehouse on wheels system is a change to your delivery operation. So we provide in-person training sessions for every new market that you open up using the warehouse on wheels system so that your supervisors and delivery drivers are as trained as possible to successfully start making deliveries on day one. We also provide online training videos and operation manuals to have continued support for the delivery drivers. And there are tests that we have on our online website that the drivers have to pass before they're able to use our equipment. And we also train the maintenance personnel on how to properly maintain and, if needed, make any small repairs to the demountable equipment that might be needed as the equipment's in operation. So with that being said, you'll see my contact information on your screen. If you are looking to currently open any retail locations that are about that 120 to 150 or further away from a distribution center, I definitely think it's worth the time for us to set up time to talk more specifically about your operation and what the volume would look like for the number of deliveries per day and exactly what the cost would be and how our system can help, because as I've mentioned, we've helped dozens of the top furniture retailers across the United States implement this system, and I'd be happy to do the same with you. So with that, I'm going to open it up for some questions. I'll wait a couple seconds to see if any come through. I do know that one common question I got yesterday, I believe, and I did not touch on today, which I should have, is that the life of the demountable equipment is one of the largest assets that companies have when using the equipment, meaning that the hydraulic chassis lift that we install onto the truck chassis will outlive the life of the truck chassis itself. So when the truck chassis is time to turn in, whether it's a leased truck or you're going to buy a new truck, you can take the hydraulic chassis lift off of a truck and move it onto another truck to increase the value of that hydraulic chassis lift. Also, because the demountable bodies are separate from the truck, the bodies last about 15 to 20 years where a truck only lasts 7 years. So when you buy a traditional body, when you turn that truck in, you're also turning the body in, even though the body is still in good working condition. When you have a demountable body or trailer, you use each of those units, the entire longevity of the life of that unit, as long as you can. So we want to provide the most value possible for your operation and try to build the best equipment that we possibly can. Great. Well, I really appreciate everyone taking the time to join this webinar. I know it is a crazy time right now, so I don't want to take up too much of anyone else's afternoon. There will be a recording of this webinar sent out afterwards, so if you do have any questions, feel free to listen through in case you missed anything, or reach out to me directly, and I'd be happy to talk to you more about how we can help with your final mile operation. Thanks everyone again, and enjoy the rest of your Tuesday afternoon.